evening all, and welcome to episode 93 of Kerbalism. Now, all our data from from Eve has come back. I dropped the probe down to low Eve orbit as well, so I got all the data from there. There's about 2 biomes I couldn't find, so yeah, obviously the orbit I'm going around, it just doesn't find them at the moment. So, but we've got our data back. We've got 2,400 science, nearly 10 million credits because I've been doing some more of those missions to the asteroid, and I've been here for about an hour trying to figure out what I want to unlock because I really don't know. Nuclear engines, nuclear power is obviously going to be something that would be nice, but not something I think we desperately need. This fission reactor produces 2,000 electric a second, so that would be well enough to run any ship I want to send to Duna. So yeah, I don't think I need any of these big mega powerful ones, although ironically that's a smaller one, which is weird. But something I did want to look at actually, 3,500 cooling. I can't remember what reactor it is I've got on that craft that was overheating, but yeah, I don't think I need any of these specifically. I don't need 6,000 electric a second unless I want to build an electric propulsion craft, which I'm kind of thinking I might not bother with and might just go with a nuclear one. Just literally go with a nuclear thrusting one. I know they're not very powerful, but they're very efficient, so might go with that. But then sort of down here, I've got habitats, particularly this one here, the long-term habitation. That would be 1,000, and that's 550, so I could get both of them. I don't think we need a water drill anymore because there's no water required for Kerbals. It just needs food now because I changed the profile. But yeah, I'm really not quite sure what to go with at the moment. Some of these would be quite useful as well, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna have a read through pretty much everything that's on here and try and figure out what I want to build this ship to go to Duna. So, after much debating, I've decided I want more nodes than I can actually have. And I don't have the science for it, so, well, I decided to go with the specialised fuel storage to get the large ones here, and most importantly, the lithium tanks, and you'll see why in a moment. I also went with the short-term habitation because it gives something for our Kerbals to live in to go to Duna, and I went with the hypersonic flight because I wanted the aerospike engine. It's a pretty good engine that works really, really well all over the place. I've also got a few other options of engines and things in here which I think could be quite useful because Duna does have an atmosphere, so planes are a possible thing there. What I would also like is to unlock the aerospace tech, which would finally give me the Rapier engine, which is an engine that allows you to use it in an atmosphere using air breathing and also in space using liquid oxygen, so it's an SSCO system. I don't know what the symbol size is. I think it's a bigger version of that. It looks sort of like it. And I also want to unlock the long-term habitation. That's going to require me another 2,000 points. We do kind of have that much science. Currently in orbit of Eve is my stranded spacecraft. So, I was going to hatch a plan to launch to it and get it and retrieve it and then use that science to get to Duna. But I can't. I could get to it before our window, but I can't get back in time. So, we're going to launch a craft to go and put some more fuel on board that and send it on its way home again. And then we'll be launching a ship to Duna, but it's probably not going to be a colony ship, it's going to be a station around Duna. I think we'll do that first and then we'll explore Duna with some rovers, get into a bit more science from there, and then we can look to go down and build a colony down there afterwards. So that's sort of where I'm going to go with it, because really I need sort of these habitation, particularly that planetary central hub, which I've already used on Mimus, I know, but I need that sort of thing to try and build out for it. So yeah, that's the plan. And this is the vessel that's going to our deep space science ship to replenish it. It basically consists of a claw, a probe, and a giant lithium tank. Well, actually, it's the smallest lithium tank I've currently got. I've also got some xenon gas and the wonderful Dawn engines on the bottom, because I haven't actually got any lithium engines currently unlocked. Because of the changes in the science tree, they're all locked again, so yeah. I've went with the Dawn because, well, once you're in a vacuum, they are probably the greatest engine Kerbal Space Program offers. Not the most powerful by any stretch of the imagination, but efficiency-wise, I think a Dawn electric engine and a small tank of xenon with some solar panels would probably get you anywhere in time, in a very long time. Okay, so we're here in orbit, and I use a little tiny bit of fuel actually just circularising. It was a little worrying actually at one point. I did touch back into the atmosphere on the way down. I didn't engineer that launch stage very well, but well, we're here now, and all I need to do is head to Eve. So where are you, Eve? There you are. Set a target. Now the thing is, I've only put the small antenna on this craft, so it's got to stay within range of Kerbin when it's firing its engines, and then it's got to get to Eve and slow down using the communication system that's up there. So in between we're going to lose control of this. That's probably a bad thing on my design, because we're going to have to most likely make a manoeuvre in between, and it can't do that. So yeah, this is going to be fun. Anyway, so I'm lazy, so let's ask MechJeb to transfer us to Eve. Okay, so we want to leave now, if you don't mind. 1,235 and 248 days to get there, which is it won't be there before our Duna window comes along, so oh well, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. Create the node, and we're leaving 21 minutes, and it's going to take 89 minutes to do. Wow. We're going to have to do multiple passes with this. Or... why did I close that? Lowest delta V is 69 days. That's a 74-minute burn. Well, it doesn't really matter about fuel because we've got over 6,500 meters a second, and that's obviously not using any of this lithium, so yeah, this will all be good. So I think I'm going to put in the ASAP one, and then I'm going to move the manoeuvre on one orbit. So and yeah, that's going to be one hell of a burn. 89 minutes. I don't think it's something I want to do in one hit, because I'll probably be aiming at Kerbin and we'll end up back in its atmosphere, so it's going to be multiple passes to do it. So yeah, I will do this manoeuvre, and I'll see you in an hour and a half. Oh, what fun. Thank God for MechJeb. So, an awful lot of manoeuvres later, and I do mean a lot. These engines, although hyper efficient, are really bad at thrusting, so it takes a lot. I needed to do, I think it was an hour and a half worth of burning, but I couldn't do that because I would have crashed into the planet because of the way the manoeuvre nodes work. It would have pointed me at Kerbin. So I had to split it up, and I was trying for ages to do it myself and figure out how to do it. And then, after a quick Google search, I found a wonderful mod which only shows up in the map mode called Manoeuvre Splitter. node splitter, sorry. And you can basically create a node to get to wherever you're going, and then tell it I want to split this node up into 100-meter segments, and hit apply, and it would break it down into 100 meters a second burns. So you can also do it by period or time or whatever you want. So it's really good, and basically let MechJeb set the node up. I split it down into loads of different segments. I did have issues at the end of it because obviously some of the segments would have been out of Kerbin's sphere of influence, so I had to sort of manually do that. But 20 days, 20 Kerbin days of going round and round and round, and we are here. We've got an apple-axis of just over 1 million, periapsis, sorry. So we'll be within range of our satellites, and I'll be coming in from there. And nope, I won't be coming in from there. And I really hope I can brake and slow down and get into some form of orbit close to this thing. I am going the wrong way. That's probably the biggest issue here. I wonder if I can actually get it so I go the other way. Let's see. Point prograde. Nope. Retrograde. That's what I want to do. Turn it round. And there we go. That's what I want to do. Ooh. Nope, that's further away. It's all just picking a maneuver and doing it. There's ways to do it with the nodes and things, but I generally pick either normal, anti-normal, or prograde and retrograde, and that tends to get me in the right place. Sometimes some of the other ones are good. There we go. Might bring me down. That's kind of good, I think. That's, yeah, there we go. That's close enough to start with. We can work with that. I've still got over 4,000 meters a second, so I'm good for fuel. So yeah, so that's going to be there in 255 days. But of course, our Duna window is 200 days away. So I need to get on to building this space station, and I don't want to put it into orbit yet because things break down. I'm getting lots of errors with the current Mimbus colony. It's falling apart and doing all sorts of weird things. So I want to launch it at the very last moment and then get it all together and then go, because yeah, you can upgrade the parts to be stronger. I'll do that for a lot of things. But yeah, I think we're going to launch a Duna station, put it in orbit so we can get some science and things going on there, and have a rover or two and drop them down to Duna. Try and find somewhere really nice to land, and then look at building our colony from there. And here we are. After a fair bit of faffing about, I've made a mistake or two. Firstly, between my last recording that probe and now has been what, a week, 10 days, something like that. I've had some bad health in the family, and generally that's taken up all my time, so I've not had any time to do Kerbal. That's why we're a week late on the video, so sorry about that. But I'm back. I can record stuff now, and yeah, I was cleaning out my welding mod because I had loads of parts in there that I wasn't using. It was just cluttering stuff up, and yeah, I deleted some things there, and turns out I deleted things that were needed, like the orbital hotel and our Minmus refinery, the whole Minmus space. I think there's some bits still down there, but the actual main base itself is gone. I thought that's not a problem, not a big problem. I can just quit the game and restore them and it'd be fine. But I've emptied my recycle bin as well, and yeah, they're gone. So yeah, I obviously sort of want to take as object. No Kerbals are on board them, so we've not lost any Kerbals. That's fine. It's just the actual bases themselves have gone. So I kind of thought, well, I've designed this Duna station. I've got a design for it made and worked out. I thought, well, why don't I put one in orbit at Kerbin as well? Because then we can test and see whether everything's working and fine before we send it off to Duna and possibly strand some Kerbals. So yeah, let's turn the mistake into a wonderful opportunity. And so the plans are laid, the designs are finalised, and construction is complete of our brand new station. All that's left to do is get it up into orbit. full launches it took to send it up there. Could have probably made it with 3, but it was touch and go on one of them, so we went with 4, and they all went without a hitch, but I didn't really plan the rendezvous very well, so there was a fair bit of juggling procuree to be done to actually get them all in the same place at the same time. And once all the pieces were up there, it was just a simple case of grabbing the bits and putting them together. I built a little tug and sent it up with the first shipment, I think it was, and it's just basically 2 giant reaction wheels and that tiny little nuclear reactor, the one that makes 60 electric charge a second. That's sat inside there, so it's overpowered for what it needs to do, but well, it was moving big bits around, so it made sense. It can just grab them, take them where they need to go, and dock them together, which is easier said than done, because I managed to fluff up the docking 2 or 3 times, and eventually just went, you know what, let's just let MechJeb do it. And MechJeb did a pretty good job, going backwards and forwards between the different vessels and grabbing the arms and putting them on. It was very, very helpful, but it wasn't without its problems. For some reason the rotation was a bit weird. I told it to rotate things to 0 and it wouldn't. I think it was going to 0, but it was on I don't know if it was based on a docking port I was controlling from, or the one that it was connected to, or whatever, but it just wasn't having it, so I had to manually set the roll sometimes. And also, it would aim towards a docking port and miss, ever so slightly off to the left or the right or something. I don't quite know what that was, but yeah, I just had to take over at the very last moment and nudge it over a little bit and it connected. But yeah, I think Metro definitely cut down a lot of work there. And just as the sun is rising, here we have the station complete. Finally. Took a bit longer than I expected because of a weird bug with the docking ports. I had all of these connectors working fine, apart from one of these. I don't know which one it was, but it told me the root part was the construction port. So I had to unplug it and plug it in and do all sorts of weird things. But yes, it's working now, and yeah, this is the station. It's got a giant ball of food up here. That entire centre section is just food. Enough for about 3 years, I believe. Let's have a quick look here, shall we? Info. 2 years, 291 days. No, sorry, 4 years. 4 years worth of food, which is good because, well, Kerbals want food. The oxygen isn't so great. That's two years for it, but again, I don't have any way to remake oxygen to make oxygen to break down water, because no water in the classic profile. But the idea behind having this station like this rather than putting any habitations on it was I had the idea that I would bring up some space planes and dock to it, 3 of them, dock to it there, and either use the engines from the space planes, or I think I might, for the Duna one this is, get rid of that there and put an engine module on the bottom, a larger, probably nuclear engine or something on the bottom, to get over to Duna. Yeah, and just balance the space plane. That way the space planes, because Duna does have an atmosphere, albeit very thin, they can land. They can fly in like planes and land on Duna and start our operations that way. That's the idea. But yeah, I like this. I like its sort of design. It's very simple, but it works wonders. So that took not very long, about 3 Kerbin days to do. It was the rendezvous was the worst part, but yeah, so I'm going to fast forward time. We have got a bit more science as well. I don't know if you saw during that. I apparently didn't get any EVA reports in space near Kerbin, which I think I did, and for some reason it's given them to me again. I don't know why, but well, we got them, and we've also got lots of trash up here now, so I need to deal with some of that. But yeah, so we're going to wait 200-ish days, just under, launch another one of these up here, put it together like that, with some space planes for habitation, because more Kerbals will come up, and a drive system, and then this whole thing, if you can imagine, with a big nuclear drive at the bottom and 3 space planes attached to it, will fly off to Duna. And I'm saying that, and I've just realised that Destiny 2, I think, had 3 giant space planes attached to their colony ship, but that was a lot bigger, mini giant ball thing. I wonder if that influenced this. I've not played Destiny 2, not my style game. I'm not a big first-person shooter person, but I've seen the picture of that colony ship. I quite like it. I wonder if that's influenced me there. I think it may have done. But yeah. So with that complete, we shall return to the Space Center. And although we did get some science, we didn't get enough to unlock anything new. So yeah, I think that's where we'll leave it for now. So, thank you very much for watching. Again, I'm sorry this episode is a week late, but real life unfortunately gets in the way. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you again next time, and until then, as always, have fun.